These San Mateo County suburbs will explode in 2026. 1 month ago, the zoning map beneath almost every downtown in San Mateo County changed. And I will bet that 90% of these people who are walking into an open house on the Peninsula last weekend have no idea it just happened. So let me say the uncomfortable thing right now on the top. If you're clicking this video because you want me to name the suburb where prices are about to double, I'm not going to do that. That is not how this county works. And anyone who tells you otherwise is selling you something. Prices here do not explode, they grind. According to Redfin, the median sales price across San Mateo County over the 3 months ending in May was about $1.8 million, up roughly 2.5% from a year earlier. 2.5%, that is not an explosion. That is a slow, expensive climb. But something absolutely did explode this month. It just was not the price. It was the map. And the map is the thing that decides which street you should be buying on. I'm Decent Kai. My team and I help people buy and sell on the Peninsula. Most of our clients are relocating here for a job they're excited about and a housing market they're terrified of. This is a completely reasonable combination of feelings. Here is what I'm going to do for you in the next 20 minutes. I'm going to walk you through 5 lanes in San Mateo County that have the clearest growth signals heading into the back half of 2026. Not 5 cities I happen to have a listing in. 5 lanes. Each one grows for a completely different reason because the reason matters more than the name. I'm going to explain the law that changed in July 1st in plain English in about 90 seconds. I'm going to show you the one sentence buried in it that quietly protects some neighborhoods and rewrites others. And I'm going to tell you what I'm personally thinking buyers are making the most expensive mistakes in this county right now. If you get value out of this, hit the like and subscribe button. It genuinely helps this channel reach the people who need it. Alright. "90 seconds on the law," and then we get into the links. The map that changed. On July 1st of this year, Senate Bill 79 took effect. According to the California Department of Housing and Community Development, SB 79 makes qualified transit-oriented housing and allowed use on the sites zoned residential, mixed use or commercial near major transit stops. In counties with a lot of rail, San Mateo County is one of them. Translation: if a piece of land sits near a Caltrain or a BART station and it is zoned for residential, mixed use, or commercial, the state now tells your city what height and density it has to allow there. Your city does not get the last word anymore. 2 things you need to hold into, and then I promise we move on. Number 1. Caltrain and BART stations are Tier 1, which is the highest tier. Sites right at the station can go up around 9 stories. Within a quarter mile, roughly 7. Between a quarter mile and a half mile, roughly 6. Number 2, and this is the one that nobody is talking about, the outer band. The quarter mile to a half mile ring only applies in city with 35,000 residents or more. Read that again. Population of 35,000. San Mateo clears that bar. Redwood City clears it. Burlingame, San Carlos, Belmont, Millbrae, and Menlo Park do not. Which means in these cities, the new site standards stop cold at the quarter mile from the station. One line of fine point, and it draws a hard border through 5 of the most desirable towns on this peninsula. I'm coming back to that border in about 10 minutes. And what I do is going to change how you think about one of these lanes entirely. Stay with me for that one. Now, lane number 1, the city that saw all of this coming a decade ago and just said yes. Lane 1, Redwood City. Redwood City has a slogan on its historic building: climate best by government test. It is a 100 years old marketing line, and honestly, it still holds up. But that's not why Redwood City is on this list. Redwood City is on this list because while the rest of the peninsula spent 15 years arguing about whether to build anything, Redwood City just built. Courthouse Square, the Fox Theater District, thousands of units downtown. A real downtown with a real dinner crowd on a Tuesday. That did not happen by accident. That happened because the city council made a decision in the early 2010s and then stuck with it. drew a lot of angry comments. And here's why that matters right now. Redwood City clears the 35,000 population line, so the half-mile reign applies. The SB 79 zoning around the Caltrain station is the wildest, deepest transit-oriented zone in the county. The city that was already the most permissive just got handed the biggest upzone. Now, the numbers, and pay attention to the next part, because it is a trap a lot of buyers fall into. According to Redfin, in the 3 months ending in May, the median sales price in Redwood City is about $2 million, down roughly 2% from a year ago. Down, but over that exact same window, the median price per square foot was up almost 6%. So which is it? Are prices up or down? Both, and the gap is the whole story. Sales volume in Redwood City jumped up hard, and a lot of that new volume was smaller homes and condos near the core. When the mix of what sells shifts smaller, the median sales price dropped even while every individual house is getting more expensive per square foot. The headline says down, the dirt says up. This is why I tell people not to buy off a median. A median is a description of what's sold in that month. It is not a description of your house. My opinion on Redwood City, I think it is one of the most honest cities in this county. It told you what it was going to become, and then it became that. If you want to buy into a place where you can look at the specific parcel, read the specific plan, and know with the real confidence what is going to be standing there in 5 years, this is one of the lanes where it actually is possible. Who this lane is for? You want walkability. You want it now, not in a decade. You want to be able to take Caltrain to a stadium or a concert or the office without thinking about it. You're okay with construction noise because there will be construction noise. Who this lane is not for? If you want a quiet street where nothing changes, you are going to be unhappy here. And I would rather tell you that now than your first HOA meeting. The thing to underwrite. If you are buying a condo or a townhouse downtown, get the reserve study. Get the last 2 years of the HOA minutes. And ask about assessments before you fall in love. And look at the vacant lot across the street. Because Redwood City, it is not staying vacant. Now, Redwood City wins on build out. The next lane wins on something completely different. It wins on the fact that it is the only place in the entire county where 2 railway systems touch. Lane number 2, Millbrae and San Bruno. There is exactly one station in San Mateo County where BART and Caltrain meet under the same roof. That is Millbrae. From that platform, you can get to downtown San Francisco, you can get to SFO, you can get down to the Peninsula, all without a car and all without a transfer to a bus. Nowhere else in this county can say that. And the Transit Village at the station is not a rendering. It is built. Housing, hotel, retail, sitting on what used to be a parking lot. Now, here's why I want to be really careful with you. Because Millbrae is a single most misread market in this county. And I see people get burned by it. If you look up the Millbrae median right now, you are going to get whiplash. Depending on the month, Redfin will show you something in the mid 1 millions. Zillow's Home Valuation Index will show you something closer to 2 million. This is a gap of several $100,000. Either one is lying. Here is what is happening. Millbrae is small. In a slow month, 9 homes sell. 9. When 9 homes sell and 6 of them are condos on El Camino, the median craters. And 9 homes sell and 6 of them are view homes up in the Millbrae Highlands, the median spikes. Redfin is telling you what is closed. Zillow is telling you what the whole housing stock is roughly worth, including everything that did not sell. For a buyer, that means the citywide Millbrae number is close to useless. You need the comps for your block. Your side of El Camino, your school boundary, a single number for Millbrae is noise. And then there is San Bruno, one stop north, which I think it is the quietly underrated entry point for this whole lane. Caltrain Station, YouTube's headquarters, is there. Real neighborhoods with single family homes and a price point that is meaningfully below the county median. San Bruno is why I send the buyer who want the transit story but cannot stomach the Burlingame and Millbrae number. My opinion, Millbrae and San Bruno are links where you buy the commute, not the view. If your life is airport, city, and office, and you are tired of losing 4 hours a week to the one-on-one, the value of this lane is not going to show up on the Zillow chart. It shows up in your calendar. The thing to underwrite, airport noise. It is real. It varies enormously block to block. And it is nowhere near as bad as people fear in some places and much worse than people expect in others. Go stay on the street twice. Once in the morning, once at 9 at night. Alright, 2 links down. Let me tell you why you should stay for the third one. Look at what we have covered so far. Redwood City, where the city said yes for decades and just got the biggest upzone in the county. Millbrae and San Bruno, where 2 railway systems meet and where the published median is basically meaningless. Neither of these is a price are about to double story. That was the point I made at the top. Nothing in San Mateo County doubles. What changes here is what is legal to build. And that changes which street is worth your money. Which brings me to the link number 3. This is the one where the quarter-mile line I mentioned earlier finally matters. This is the one where I watched the client almost make a $200,000 mistake because they were looking at the right city, wrong side of the invisible border. That story is next. And then after that, I'm going to give you the link that has the wildest price gap in the county. And the link I will call the closest thing to Peninsula has a blue chip. Before we get into it, I put together a San Mateo County relocation guide. It has the station by station map, the school district boundaries that do not match the city boundaries, what your real monthly costs look like once you add property tax and insurance, and the question I make my own clients ask before they write an offer, and the question I made my own clients ask before they write an offer. It is free. The link is in the description. And if you are moving here in the next 12 months, it will save you a week of research. Grab it and then come right back, because this next one is one that matters the most.
Thinking about relocating to the San Francisco Bay Area? Well, I got just something for you. My team and I have actually taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide, which is meant to save you hours of research, and I've linked it down below. From top employers, the best hospitals, and a boatload of other things that you will need to know before making the move, the best part about this guide is 100% free. That's right, you heard me right, 100% free. Just click the link in the description with the top pinned comment. Hope that helps.
Link number 3, San Carlos and Belmont. San Carlos calls itself the city of good living. Belmont sits right on top of it on the hillside. Together, they're the middle of the peninsula, and they are, in my opinion, the most competitive family markets in San Mateo County. Laurel Street in San Carlos is one of the genuinely good downtowns on the coast. You can walk to dinner, you can walk to the train. The schools are the reason half of my clients are calling me in the first place. And now, here is the part most nobody has connected. San Carlos and Belmont are both under 35,000 people. So SB 79 stops at a quarter mile from their stations. Not a half mile, a quarter mile. Think about what that actually means. The state just handed a big, aggressive upzone to the downtown core of San Carlos and downtown core of Belmont. But the neighborhoods, the ones on the hill, the ones with the flat lots on the good elementary schools, most of them fall outside of the quarter mile range, which means the density lands downtown. And the single-family fabric that make these towns desirable in the first place stays largely intact. If you are a buyer, that is not a bad thing. This is a scarcity engine. Downtown gets denser, which means more restaurants, more foot traffic, more life on Laurel Street. And the houses you actually want to buy do not get rezoned around. The amenities goes up and the supply of what you want does not. Here is the story. Last fall, I was working with a couple relocating from Austin. 2 engineers, one very good spreadsheet. They have lost out on 4 homes already, and they were angry about it, which is completely normal thing to be by month 3. They found a place they loved. Great house, tired kitchen, priced well, and they were about to write. I asked them to give me one day because I had a hunch. And when I went and looked at the house, that house sat about 600 feet from the station, inside the rain, on a lot deep enough and zoned in a way that made it a real candidate for something taller, not a certainty. Nothing is a certainty, but a real candidate. On the block where two adjacent parcels were already in the same situation. Now, that cuts both ways, and I told them both sides. If they want to be an investor, this is potentially a very good thing to own. Land near a station where the state just raised the ceiling is exactly what a developer goes look for. That is an entirely legitimate strategy, and I have clients run it right now. But they do not want to be an investor. They want to raise 2 children. They want to raise 2 kids and plant a lemon tree and be there for 20 years. And I said to them, if you buy this house, you may spend the next decade watching your street turn into something you did not sign up for and living next to a construction crane while it happens. They passed. 6 weeks later, they bought 2/3 of a mile up on the hill, outside of the rain, for slightly more money, on a street where the zoning ceiling did not move at all. They still sent me a photo of that living tree. And that is the whole lesson of this video. Same city, same price, same school district, 2 completely different decisions. Separated by a line on the map that did not exist a year ago and nobody at the open house mentioned. Nobody is going to hand you that map at a showing. You have to go get it. The thing to underwrite, pull the parcel, measure the distance to the station. Look at what is zoned around you, not just what is standing around you. Now, that was the lane where the map protects you. Let me show you the lane where the price gap is so wide. People keep talking themselves out of it, and I think they are wrong. Lane number 4, South San Francisco. South San Francisco, the industrial city. It is written on the hill in letters you can see from the freeway, and for a long time, people treat that sign as a reason not to look. According to Redfin, the median sales price in South San Francisco over the 3-month ending in May was about $1.3 million, up around 5% from a year ago. 1.3 against a county median of about 1.8. That is $500,000 gap inside the same county, 20 minutes from the same jobs. The gap story. And I want to be very clear about what the story is not. The story is not biotech. South San Francisco is the birthplace of the biotech industry, and it still is the home of one of the largest life science clusters on Earth, but the lab market has been soft. Vacancy across the Bay Area life science market has been running historically high, and this spring, Pfizer closed its Oyster Point office entirely. So, if a real estate agent tells you to buy in South San Francisco because a biotech is booming, I will push back on them. This is a 2021 pitch, and it is 2026. Here is a pitch I will actually make. South San Francisco is the last real single-family market in the northern half of this county where a 2-income household can get in under the county median. It has a BART station, it has a Caltrain station, it has a commuter ferry, it has a free shuttle, and it now has the same SB 79 upzone for everybody else. Plus, a city has been actively planning to bring housing into the Lindenville area for years. You are not buying a boom. You are buying a discount on a location that is structurally well connected in a county where connection is the whole ballgame. My opinion, I think Westboro and the Sunshine Garden area are 2 of the better risk-adjusted buys in San Mateo County right now, and I do not think that is a popular thing to say. The homes are unglamorous. Many of them are original, but you are buying real dirt with real transit at a price that does not exist on this latitude. The thing to underwrite, fog and wind. It is not a joke. It is a lifestyle. And go look at the house in person, because the difference between sunny side of South City Hill and the windy side of the same hill is a very different life. Alright, link number 4 down, and the 5th one is the one that ties the entire video back to where we started, because this is one city in the county that saw the map coming and drew its own. Link number 5, Burlingame. Burlingame is, to me, the closest thing this peninsula has to a blue chip. And I do not say that lightly. Broadway, Burlingame Avenue, the eucalyptus canopy on Eastern Drive, Craftsman and Tudor and Spanish Revival homes from the 1920s and 30s on the streets that were laid out with intention a century ago. 2 Caltrain stations, Hillsborough on the one side, the Bay on the other. According to Redfin, the median sales price in Burlingame over the recent 3-month window was about $2.9 million, up under 1% from a year ago. But the price per square foot was up around 10%, and homes were selling in about 10 days. Basically, flat median, sharply high square foot, 10 days on the market. That is not a soft market. That is a market where almost nothing good comes up for sale, and when it does, it is gone. But here's why Burlingame is the climax of this video, and not just the expensive one at the end. Burlingame did not wait for the state to draw its map. Burlingame drew its own. The law lets a city adopt what is called a transit-oriented development alternative plan, which means the city can move the density around as long as it does not reduce the total. Burlingame did exactly that. According to reporting in the San Mateo Daily Journal, the city's plan shifts capacity towards the northern Rawlins area near the Millbrae station, roughly doubling the theoretical unit count there, while allowing less density than the state default around parts of downtown Caltrain station. Same total, different map. Think about what that tells you. A city with some of the most expensive dirt in America looked at the state mandate, and instead of fighting it in the court, it went and picked where the growth was going to land. And that is the thesis of this entire video. In San Mateo County, the variable is not the price. The price grinds up. The variable is the map. And the map is now being redrawn, city by city, block by block, in council chambers that almost nobody in your position is watching. My opinion on Burlingame: you are not buying square footage here. You are buying a 100-year-old street grid, a tree canopy that cannot be replaced, and a downtown that people drive to from other cities. This is not a price per square foot argument, and you will lose money trying to make it one. If you want Burlingame, you get in line. You keep your finances tight, and you move fast when the right house comes up. That is the whole strategy. And anyone gives you a more complicated one is overthinking it. The thing to underwrite: flood zone. Part of Burlingame carries a real flood exposure, and the insurance cost is not a rounding error. Check the elevation before you check the countertops. So let's bring it home. If you want a city that's already said yes and is going to keep building around you, that is Redwood City. If you want the commute solved and you're willing to buy connectivity over prestige, that is Millbrae and San Bruno. If you want the family lane and you want to be on the right side of the quarter-mile line almost nobody is checking, that is San Carlos and Belmont. If you want the wildest price gap in the county and you are buying the location and not the hype, that is South San Francisco. And if you want the blue chip, the canopy, the 100-year-old streets, and the city that is actively steering its own future, that is Burlingame. One more piece of content, because it matters for your monthly payment. According to Freddie Mac, the 30-year fixed average is about 6.5% in the second week of July, which is a bit below where it was a year ago. Rates have been drifting, not crashing. So please do not build your plan around a rate that has not shown up yet. Build it around the payment you can actually carry today. And here are the 3 mistakes I watch buyers make in this county over and over again. They fall in love with the listing before they pick the lane. They shop the city name instead of by block and by station distance. And they work with somebody who cannot tell them what the zoning ceiling above their new house actually is. The last one used to be the nice to have. As of July 1st, it's not. I'm Decent Kai, and this is what I do. If you are thinking about buying San Mateo County in the next 12 months, and you want somebody to sanity check the link, the block, the station distance, the flood exposure, and what your real monthly cost is going to be once everything is added up, reach out. The link to book a quick call is in the description. No pitch, no pressure, just a conversation about your specific situation. If you are earlier than that, and if you are still in the research phase, download the relocation guide. It is free, it's in the link below, it has the map, the checklists that I use with my own clients. And if this is useful, the single best thing you can do is subscribe, because I go one city deep on this channel. The next video is a full breakdown of the school district boundaries in this county, and why they almost never match the city lines, which is one of the most expensive assumptions I see relocating families make. I will see you on the next one.